Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Tower of Doom week 24 day 7. So today is the last day to go get done of course this week's Tower of Doom, the Green Tower of Doom, as well as the new kingdom or faction I should say. I keep mispronouncing, so let me go bring it up. The even with it there, that's not going to help much. The Eldrazor, something like that. But anyways, both of those still going on. Obviously, we already have finished out both of those. The main thing we're going to be going over, and then just kind of messing around a little bit, is the stuff going on next week. Obviously, we'll be able to go over this much more in depth tomorrow, because the biggest thing that's going to be happening next week is Season 1. We have a World Lore event, and Season 1 coming, did I say Season 1? I mean Season 2 of Gems of War is happening as of tomorrow. We'll be able to see the entirety of the pass. We'll be able to see how good or bad they are. We'll be able to see how pay to win or extremely pay to win the battle passes and other similar things like that. Anyways, as far as the troop we're getting tomorrow, it is pretty useless. It's an epic troop. You'll be able to stock up on brown reds. It deals damage to the first enemy and is boosted by their attack at a boost ratio of, I do not know, at a 3-to-1. That's actually pretty bad. But based on 3-to-1 of their attack, so if they have 99 attack, it'll be 33 additional damage. If he's enraged, he will also bleed the first enemy twice. Other than that, the most noteworthy thing of all that is he does gain enrage when an enemy dies, which ever so slightly synergizes with his ability, but overall is pretty lackluster and is never going to be used. Other than that, the scoring for next week, as far as the first World Lore event of the second chapter, or should say second campaign, because each thing is called chapter every single week. But anyways, second campaign, first chapter is world event, the Wardrock's Revenge. There are 5 battles that players can encounter during the event: the Drake Rider, the Wardrock, the Fist of Zorn, the Brawlmaster, the Bullokin, and Krog the Dread. The battles are randomly chosen, but they all have an equal chance of appearing on the map. You can find the following rewards for each of the different battles you may encounter. So the Drake Rider is for the, why are they out of order? The Soul Zara is 6. The Fist of Zorn is 7. The Krog the Dread is 8. And the Wardrock is 10. I assume, oh no, maybe they were planning on doing some kind of percent. I have no clue why they're all out of order. And each chart's 5 points, so it's pretty irrelevant. Whatever their total points is of course the more relevant thing. So basically you want to focus on Wardrock, Krog the Dread, so basically the highest rarity stuff as usual, and Fist of Zorn, with Solzar being the second worst and the absolute worst being Drake Rider, which is quite fitting given that he has 100% revive. It's a battle you'd want to avoid anyways. So it seems rather straightforward other than their weird order. Not sure if there's going to be any extra percents on anything or anything like that. That's actually not what I wanted to check. What do we have here is Bounty Hunter. So this Friday, we got a Bounty Hunter troop coming in. Another Groshnock troop, of course. Obviously rare, as all bounty troops are. It is a red-green for 10 mana. It deals magic plus 2 damage to an enemy and knocks them back 1 to 3 spaces. This is kind of interesting, as this is a variable knockback, which makes it even worse. So overall, probably going to be pretty bad. Doesn't really have anything too good for its traits either, other than a little bit of score reduction. So overall, it seems like a really bad bounty troop, though most bounty troops are pretty bad. However, it is particularly bad, but we'll be getting that this Friday. Other than that, things that we got going on that we actually know about that we can't mention yet, or things that we can't mention because the new faction, or not faction, new, I will say it right eventually. The new campaign tomorrow, we'll obviously have a lot of information when that rolls in. However, most of that information isn't public knowledge yet, so we won't know till tomorrow. Anyways, as far as things that we do know about, this Tuesday will be a faction event for Hall of Guardians, which of course we do because we had all seen I last week. It's starting to go through the cycle again. Then we have on Wednesday, we're going to have the Weavern, which if I'm not mistaken is Groshnock bonus. Yes, it is Groshnock bonus. Next, we have the class event, which is obviously going to be Barbarian, which is the Groshnock class. Friday, as I mentioned, is Bounty Hunter, and that's everything that we got going on. Oh, wait, do we have a Saturday pet? Hold up. And it looks like we have a Saturday pet for, Halloween 2018. We're getting the Halloween 2018 pet this Saturday. Again, obviously, we already had it in the past. But if you didn't get the Halloween pet from 2018, it'll be available again this Saturday. So definitely make sure to go get that, as they very rarely pop back up again. So if you don't have a copy of it, that would be a good time to go do it this Saturday. So do keep an eye out on that. That's much more relevant than the Wednesday pet. We probably have a new Halloween one coming up pretty soon as well. But 2018 one is this Saturday if you didn't end up picking it up. So make sure to go do that. And that's pretty much everything we can mention at the moment. We'll know a lot more information going into tomorrow, though. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see. And obviously we'll be covering that quite in depth once it does. But unfortunately, we don't really know much about it at the moment. We do know that the Battle Pass is very likely to have those new, or guarantee will have those new Books of Deeds. Books of Deeds are pretty unobtainable in the current state of the game. They technically are craftable, however, realistically, barely anyone has any of them, just because there's no way to actually get them as a drop other than this season pass, apparently. They did mention that they are guaranteed 100% adding some amount of them to both the free side and the paid side. That does mean the paid side is already technically pay to win in the sense that you'll probably getting more than double the books just by doing the paid side, but you will get some amount for free side. The free side should be much better this time around for the season pass. However, we don't know for sure. We'll find out when it happens. And other than that, the paid side should be even more pay to win. So we'll see exactly what they do with all that. And we'll be able to go over that tomorrow. Can't really mention much about it now because lack of info. But we'll know soon, TM. Is Vespera worth crafting? Not really for the most part. I don't feel like I use her that often. Also, I didn't say hello to everyone yet. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Humberto. Hello, Bill. Hello, Anthony. Hello, Lestat. Hello, Marcelo. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Chris. And hello, Mike. Welcome, everyone. But, yeah, I don't feel like I ever use Vespera. She's good on occasion, but, I don't know. She just doesn't get up quick enough. And when she does, she isn't consistent enough compared to other methods that have the capability of chaining its ability over and over again. So overall, it seems pretty underwhelming, I would say. Also, as I mentioned earlier, don't forget, this is the last day that you can complete out Tower of Doom this week, as well as the faction. It will be a very long time until this faction comes back around again. So do be wary of that. Obviously, you can do it through the daily factions. And this faction is actually possible to do without potions. It would be very RNG based. And you would need to get super lucky to actually do it. However, it is definitely a faction possible without potions. So do be mindful of that if you don't happen to get it done. But yeah, the event for it won't be for a while. Since we're now on a new rotation, since we just had All Seeing Eye, now we're going to have Hall of Guardians this week, it is going to be a very long time before you see this faction again. It is probably going to be around 5 months, 4 months, 5 months until you see it on a Tuesday event. It is a very long time, so do be mindful of that. As if you're actually planning on doing 500 pure factions and specifically using potions, you won't have another opportunity for several months. That's not really too big a deal to get them maxed. However, if you have literally every faction maxed, I believe we did get 1 HP the other day, on Friday. I forget if it was HP or armor. It was definitely one or the other. Oh, I completely forget. It might have actually been armor, which is actually kind of better in the current state of the game because of Rowan. Let's see. Still trying to do the pure faction. Had to buy tier 7 again. Yeah, pure faction, very annoying. It actually took me the longest to do this pure faction of any we ever tried. Mostly because it has a lot of really annoying mechanics. And you don't really have too good of a way of winning. And the way that you do have a winning is pretty luck-based and inconsistent. So, yeah, it's a little bit of an annoying delve. I'm not sure if I would say the absolute hardest in the game. But definitely one of the most, if not the most time-consuming one due to the 100% revive. And the way that you actually have to chip down the enemy. Let's go clear out our dungeons. And then we will go mess with Explorer. We're probably just going to farm it. I don't think we're going to speedrun it tonight. We're just probably going to farm it normally. Because I need more tokens. We're kind of getting low on tokens. Well, we're always low on tokens. But obviously we're trying to hit the objective of getting 100 gold medal troops. We are getting very close to doing so. Not quite there yet, but ever so slightly we are making our ways towards finally having them medaled. I believe we're at about 85 fully medaled. I think we're actually at 80, but we have the medals to do about 85, 86, 87, somewhere around there. Haven't even checked them for a while, so who knows, maybe we're even further than that. Not to mention we're going to have the World Lore events starting back up. Obviously we had Tower of Doom this week, but 10 of those 11 weeks are a World Lore event, and those technically give us some more epics every single time. Every single time we're pretty much getting 2 full epic medals, which helps us upgrade stuff as well, of course. Even if you're not really farming as much on that given week, we of course still get that. And as always, it's still worth throwing 50 gems on this every Sunday, as it gives you 80 diamonds, which that alone is worth 50 gems, 2 gem keys, technically 84 diamonds with the 400 shards, and a free celestial, which if you're earlier on in the game is a really nice drop, since you don't tend to have as many of them, and a lot of things use it these days. But also, they're still doing the flash offer. Not really sure if that's that worth it, but it is available if you want to. We do have a pet active right now. I guess I'll go clear it out real quick. Might as well get the spare pet food. I don't normally go for them. However, we don't have as many things we need to focus on today, so we might as well for a little bit of pet food. If I never take them, we're going to run out of pet food eventually, so might as well. Got to take some of the ones that we already have maxed out, so we can go max out even more pets. Well, so I'm still not sure if I'm going to max out the new spider that we got from that faction. I kind of want to, however, I also kind of just want to passively upgrade them through some gems. The other things from the kingdom. Oh no, we might just fight the bullet and just upgrade it. Because I noticed there's actually 2 pets that are cycling to it too. The other spider we ended up getting today. It was only 1 copy of it, unfortunately, but I did have that as the offer. This spider was relatively recent, and I have like no upgrades into it. I think we have like 3 copies of it total towards its ultra rare upgrade. We have like near 0. If it would ever drop as a pet, it's definitely possible. We just haven't really been getting it. So hello, Original. Hello, Captain. Hello, Remiford. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope all of you have had a wonderful weekend. But I'm very curious to see what next season will bring. I'll probably make some mention of it on Monday video. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the full in-depth thing in Monday video or kind of separate it a bit. Depends how much time I have when I do the video. But we're definitely going to be covering it on stream and probably at least partially mentioning in the video. We can't not, given that's a new season. And see what comes out of it. My only big concern is going to be ultra pay to win. I'm still going to be buying it. I'm even going to be buying the extended one as well. For 2 reasons. One is they probably made it ultra pay to win. But the other reason is we get to show everything a whole week early. And that'll be kind of cool, being able to show stuff early. Normally only Salty can do that. However, we will technically have the ability, though it costs like $25 to have 1 week early access on all of them. But that's basically what it's going to be. You're basically paying for 1 week early access on like the Mythic and a couple other things. Hopefully the weapons are a bit better, as well as the Epic Troop if there's still an Epic Troop in it. Because the weapons were absolutely garbage last season, and the Epic Troop was similarly as garbage. So hopefully they tweak it a little bit to make them less useless. There's no point in making those things bad. Also, we still don't know the official dates that all the previous season stuff will become available. Based on what they said before, it should be about 2 to 4 weeks from now. However, as far as official date, we don't really know at all. I'm not sure if they're going to make an announcement on it, or if it's just going to be added to drop table kind of silently, or how on earth they're going about it. But we'll probably find out in the upcoming weeks. So if you are playing free-to-play, they will be available in a few weeks, most likely. And I'll let you guys know once we have more info on that, but no official date is currently known. Okay, I'll throw that down. I believe it's the final battle. I'll go get that for a little bit of manas. Probably take a red here if we can, otherwise we'll take the yellow. Unfortunately, let's give him extra turn red. But it gives us red follow-up. And as long as we get a surge here, we should be fine. So let's take the yellow surge, and that looks like a match. Nice little extra turn over the top. And that kills that. Was our 7 for 8th? Oh, that was the 8th. I thought so. There we go. Nice. Salty stated she would let us know on her stream for the when they are in the drop tables. Oh, nice. Okay, she is going to let us know. Though her stream is a whole day after it would actually be added to drop table, though. Because she streams Monday night, and it would be added to drop table Monday morning. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm not sure exactly how she's planning on doing that. So we always get a lot of copies of the pet whenever we already have the pet max, and it's completely pointless if we get multiple copies. Also, that's something I really hope they add. I mentioned it during some of the previous betas. However, they still have yet to implement it. And they said they were going to consider it and just never got around to it. They need a way to auto-disenchant all of your pets. There's a way to currently do it for all your troops, but there's not an option to do it for all your pets in order to gain the pet food. Currently, if you want to go get all the pet foods from this, you have to manually go to upgrade, which is kind of ironic, trade in extras, say yes, and repeat this for every single option until you get your food from it. It is very tedious and takes forever. Like, if I wanted to do it for all my pets right now, it'd take like 15 to 20 minutes. But we don't have like a disenchant button where we could just go into our things, go and say, oh, we don't really want this. Go to disenchant and disenchant all of it, or disenchant, well, technically there's one for disenchant all of it, but there's not one for disenchant all for pets, which would be very useful, and unfortunately has still yet to be implemented, but probably will at some point. I don't believe it's coming into next patch, though. but I do hope it comes soon. Also, gosh, we got Zolkari for 20%. As I mentioned earlier, Zolkari on 20% is actually bad now because they end up changing it to have that one 100% revive troop. Luckily, this current battle doesn't have it. However, we are eventually going to find it, and it will slow us down for sure, 100%. So not much we can do about that. Let me get rid of Skyla. Obviously, this team is a little bit more consistent with Thrall due to the mana. The only reason we run it with Skyla on occasion is for world record attempts. However, that's not what we're doing right now. We're just going to try to run... we're just trying to run it down for the kill. We're not really trying to get world record right now, and it's actually more inconsistent the other way. You're just watching the Mario stream? Yeah, Mario 35. Pretty fun game. The only thing I hate about it is that it's limited time. So it feels like all progress forward is kind of wasted. So I'm just playing it ever so occasionally for fun. But, I don't know. I like progress-based games. And while it does have a progression system, the fact that the game won't exist after March makes it less enticing to actually really play it as much. Because all progress will basically just be completely destroyed by that point, since the game will no longer exist. I do really hope that they add or make a permanent platforming battle royale. With how good Fall Guys did, it might encourage them to go make their own. Between how well Fall Guys did and how well Mario 35 is doing, they might make a permanent version, and I'd really love to see what on earth they do for that. If they go all in with a platforming battle royale, it's a really good genre that's really untapped at the moment, and they would definitely do it very well. Most likely. Let's see. They definitely have the IPs to do it, that's for sure. If you slap something like Mario on a platforming battle royale and make it a permanent, really solid one, that is going to be insanely good if they ever get around to that. Let's see. Gems of War will be on next-gen consoles. I believe it has backwards compatibility to it, so it should automatically be on them, isn't it? I'm not sure exactly how that works. But, it should be on next-gen consoles, one way or another. If that's what you're asking. Yeah, I have no clue what happened to my original stream of Mario 35. I streamed it. There were some people there, which made... Well, I didn't, like, reset it or anything. Because, like, there were some people chatting, and we still had viewers. But a lot of people couldn't find it, and YouTube, after stream was done, just completely deleted the stream. I didn't do anything that would have caused that to happen. It's because I tried scheduling it, and for whatever reason, that new scheduling system, with the changes that YouTube made the other week, just somehow completely deleted the stream. Not sure how, but it did. Let's see, we'll throw that down. There we go. Just crafted an Infernus. Can you show an Infernus team for PvP? Normally you do it with a triple damage burning. So, for example, you could do it with Slayer, you could do it with Dragon Guard, you can do it with what's his name? Sunspear. But basically, you want to put a triple damage burning hero class in your first slot and center it completely around the Infernus in a way that you can gain extra turns. How exactly you do this really depends on what options you have. But you basically just spam skulls. You'll do triple damage for every single skull, and then you just auto-win from there. Them being cursed or similar can also be pretty good. Depending on if they have a lot of immunity to it so they can hit through. But that is the main way that Infernus tends to get used later in the game. If you're using it earlier on in the game, the easiest way to do it is to put a really beefy tank up front, followed by Infernus doing most of your damage. Something like a Gorgotha, Infernus, Divine Shpala, something else, like a hero or something, with a weapon, can end up working out pretty well. You can end up using Infernus as your primary damage source earlier on in the game. And just put him with a bunch of mana accumulation. You could even just kind of do a Mountain Crusher hero or however you want to go mana accumulate a lot of mana. And just center your team based around casting the Infernus over and over again. This gets increasingly less effective the later you go into the game. However, it is particularly effective towards early game and mid game if you're at that point in the game. Infernus has been getting weaker over time though. But it's definitely not a bad option. It's still technically the best burner in the game. However, Zukov has somewhat taken over that role. Not because he's the best burner in the game, but because he also has a skull spam attached to it. Which generally, if you're using that triple damage burning thing, which is the main thing he's used for in endgame, you obviously want some extra skulls with it, so that's kind of like a free thing on top. Speaking about free things, look at that shiny Anu. Very nice. Love to see it as a drop. Also, did we even see the 100% revive troop a single time? I don't think we did. We got kind of lucky. Hopefully that'll always be the case whenever we go exploring there. What medals did you use for Pure Faction team? I used 20% Mana Start with 2 10% cleanses. The reason I ran with cleanse was to make sure they wouldn't web us as often, or, you know, if they did, it gets cleansed. And also because of that rogue. That rogue can be very annoying with some of his stats effects, and to be able to get rid of it quickly is very beneficial. So 20% Mana Start with 20% cleanse off of 2 10%. Actually, technically that's actually less than 20% due to how it's 2 separate instances. It's actually about 18.7 or something. I forget the exact percent. I forget the math on it, but it's almost 20%. That's not actually 20%, slightly lower. But yeah, it was 20% Mana Start with 2 10% cleanses is what we ran. And it worked out pretty well. It took us a couple attempts. We almost got it first try, though. But it came through. When the Withering Staff be available again? I believe it's from one of the factions. It's also from a faction coming up pretty soon. I believe it's available in the next month, if I'm not mistaken. Keep an eye on Tuesday factions. The one we're getting this Tuesday is pretty bad. But I do believe 2 weeks from now. 1 or 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Because if I'm not mistaken, it's from the Underwater Kingdom. Why do I forget its name? It's that one over to the left in the Underworld. And if I'm not mistaken, that one has Withering Staff. The Sea of Sorrows. I believe Sea of Sorrows has Withering Staff. And if that is the case, it's available in 2 weeks if you're looking for a Withering Staff. Is Wardbreaker still available? He is in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chests going forward on Friday and after. He's not right now because the other Mythic is currently in a drop table. But no, he's not in Soulforge right now either. And you have to wait until Friday or later to be able to go and get him from Keys because currently the new Mythic is in drop table. Also, which reminds me, if anyone's still looking for an Iron Gut, we haven't been using him as much for Delves because of the coloration, but he is an insanely good option for Delves. If you haven't picked up an Iron Gut, he is still in Event Key drop table for a couple more hours. So if you're looking to pick him up and still haven't yet, he is still available, as well as that new Legend that came out last Monday, which is actually pretty viable as well. Pretty much everything in Zolkari is pretty viable. So if you still have some Vault Keys laying around and you don't have it yet, worth considering using. As next week's drop table is much worse. Groshnok has some of the worst troops in the entire game. So it's definitely a week to go skip event keys. So definitely get them in now rather than next week, as they are much more effective now due to the drops that are available. Yes, there's actually a couple pretty decent teams that end up using Withering Staff. The main thing I tend to use it for is in second slot with a Skull Spam team. It's very rarely used. However, one nice thing about Withering Staff is that split damage to get rid of barrier, and it creates skulls while also having entangle. Anything that ever creates skulls while having entangle or attack reduction, like that of Wild Queen, tends to be pretty powerful. And it is one of those options that does that. Fortunately, we did not get a Sky Skull there. However, we can just take that out, get our poke, and he's dead. Easy as that. Yeah, this Pure Faction seems easy on paper. Like, you have instant kill, you have a resummon, you have mana accumulation, you have a bunch of status effects. Like, on paper, it should be really easy. But then you get into it and see how bad RNG is. And it's awful. It's like one of the hardest factions in the whole game. But yeah, this faction definitely looked like it was easier than it actually was. It is a very, very hard faction. Oops, that was one of the later battles, wasn't it? Oops, mistakes were made. I think it was. Is it still at 20%? Yes, it is. I didn't realize we were already all the way at the end battle. I thought that was like the second or third battle. Did not realize that was the final one already. Mistakes were made. This still says 20% though, which I wonder if that actually applies the 20% to it in that situation. Also, can you not kill? That thing just keeps getting kills all over the place. Thrall, carry us. We need mana. We need plenty of mana. Okay, let's kill the more annoying thing, I guess. And then Zugov can do its thing. Zugov, get full mana. It's gonna take too long for you to try to kill it with skulls. There we go. As long as he doesn't somehow kill us. Very unlikely, though. But yeah, Withering Staff can be pretty good with Skyla as well. Do I have a guild for mobile? Well, all PC guilds are mobile guilds. So my guild's in both PC and mobile. We just recruited our last slot, though, earlier today. We actually did that during the Fall Guy stream, oddly enough. As weird as that may seem. Oh, so did my stream just cut out? What are you doing, YouTube? My thing still says it's going up. My YouTube page says otherwise, though. Let's see. We'll throw that down. Still shows it's buffering on my other computer as well. Oh, that can always just be the other computer being as slow as it normally is. I'll grab that, get our explosion. If you'll let me, Leprechaun. Take care of the purple. Throw down our thing. Let me go refresh this page. What on earth is happening with this? It looks like it's still up. YouTube's just being very weird. Let's see how long it takes to refresh. I'll throw that down. That should give us our extra turn. Actually, we could have already killed it. Whoops. So I'll do a Zugoff. Had all the extra turn there anyway, so we didn't have any risk in doing that. YouTube, refresh the page already. Why are you taking so long? Oh yeah, it's still up. It's just being weird. YouTube, stop doing that. Stop not working. Let's see. What do you use orbs for? You tend to save them eventually for Zugoff, is one of the main purposes that orbs have. Other than that, you tend to use them for troops later on in the game. You don't tend to use them at all earlier in the game just because they are very valuable. They're one of the resources you can very easily end up wasting. Let's see. What did I miss in that time? Because I couldn't see some of that chat. I entered that. Web spinner, sister superior, fist of Zorn, staff. Team is a good defense. I normally use it either with Skyla or with gosh, what's that team I normally use it with? There's one team I actually almost always bring it out for. Actually, there's two teams, and I actually can't remember either of them off the top of my head right now. But there's actually two teams I use Withering Staff for. And I cannot remember either of them right now off the top of my head. I don't think I have any of them saved either. Just because I very rarely bring them out. But there are two really good teams that do use it. Both of which are pretty meta. Although I don't use them too often as they're very situational. As to when you would actually need them. And there's normally quicker options if you have everything in the game. Because normally Zugoff's a pretty good option, or Wild Queen. Which are both mythics, of course, but they tend to be better than it in most situations. Unless you have to run hero, in which case it's a pretty good option because you were going to have to run hero anyways. Oh, we didn't get anything good from the gnome. But then again, I already have every ingot in the game, so the only thing it could have that's any good would be a Vault Key or an Epic Vault Key. Also, we still have yet to get an Epic Vault Key. Also, I'm willing to make a bet right now that next season pass on the super paid side has an Epic Vault Key on it. I am like 95% certain that'll be the case. I'm calling it now. It is exceedingly likely to be the case. Though we have nothing really confirming it one way or another, but seems very likely like they would. Oh, you have immune to burning, don't you? Well, doesn't matter. You just still die. We need to go to Salty Stream and have her fix the RNG. A lot of teams do have day overlap. Unless they hard counter a certain color, most teams can be used on multiple different days. I find the harder part being able to make good teams without using the same troop. There's a lot of troops that get applied to a lot of different teams that could still be viable that you have to avoid doing. Which makes a lot of teams not usable. Because if you use even one component of it in one team, you can't use it for another. Which makes it a little bit weird how you have to build some of them. Just because one troop being used on one day will make it so another day can't be used. Also, isn't Guild Wars around the corner? I didn't actually double check, but I believe it's in like 2 weeks. I'm gonna double check. When is next Guild War? I actually don't even remember. I know it's not next week. 14 days. So yeah, 2 weeks from now. So 2 Mondays from now. Well, not next Monday. Well, technically 3 Mondays from now, but you know. 2 weeks. 2 weeks and a day, technically. So yeah, I was right. That's the second week of the campaign. Well, technically third. Well, I said 2 weeks in, so I guess that technically counts. But yeah, the third week of campaign, like chapter 3 of campaign, will be the week we have Guild Wars again. Defiant, I did not see your message. If you'd repost it or copy it. Oh, which one while I was playing Mario? I might not have. I might have been focused. I might have got buried in some of the other chat. I'm not sure if I read it or not. What do we take? We'll grab that for now. We have 2 different chances for a skull, and we did land one of them, so that's good. Don't really have a follow-up on him, though. Actually, I'm going to go for Flamer for here. There's so many that should land. And if it does, we get to Zugoff. Oh, you got an epic Volkey last night playing PvP. Congratulations. Very nice. I wish I could get that lucky. We'll find one eventually. That or we might pay to win for one. Not deliberately, but because it's probably going to be in a pass. And we're going to get the pass anyways to cover content for it. We got an Arania. We got an Annulator, so we're doing okay on chest. No Nisha today, though. But hey, we still have a chance. It's not over yet. Yeah, the big issue with defend teams for Guild Wars is the AI uses stuff very weirdly. Compared to how a player would, of course. Which is a bit of a liability with some teams, but it still works with some other teams. Really just depends. What is your best ally? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that question. It yielded 2 major orbs, both for orange. Aw, that's awful though. Imagine getting a Volkey and then getting double orange. That hurts. At least it's major orange. Still hurts though. What is the best best use for gems early on? Best use for gems early on, if you're not buying the $50 Death Knight armor, the best use of gems is to go get Dragon Armor and Celestial Armor in that order. Making sure to get Dragon Armor first. If you do not plan on spending $50 to get Death Knight, it is by far the most important things to get, as they will increase your resource rates. The next big thing that you normally want to focus after that, really depends if you want to join a big guild or not, but since you got into a pretty good guild, you might not really need to, and that would normally be putting them towards guild-related requirements, like for example, the event that we have going on this week. But since your guild is probably already kind of covering that, you might not necessarily need to in your case. So your next best bet is probably 50 bulks of gem keys. 50 bulks of gem keys is the best way to progress within the game as far as getting a wide variety of drops. It's 450 gems, and the reason why you do it in 50 bulk is that it's slightly cheaper. It is only 9 gems per key rather than 10 gems per key, so it is worth being patient to wait until you can do 50 at a time. And this will give you pretty much every good drop in the game, potentially. Obviously, it's completely luck-based if you do or do not. But it's where a good bulk of the better drops can be obtained from, and you'll slowly obtain them over time by throwing 50 bulks down. And you can do that immediately if you already had the Death Knight armor. And just kind of skip over the initial Dragon armor, Celestial armor. It's not too big a deal. I used to deal with that a lot before Death Knight armor even existed. But it's either Dragon armor, Celestial armor is highest priority, or 50 bulks of gem keys. So after you have Dragon armor, Celestial armor, then you go to 50 bulks of gem keys. And that's where you use most of your early gems. Oh, you mean like the best team? Well, there's a different team that you use for everything. Like, I'd say what we're using now, as far as what we need for progression as the game, is technically our best team. Running a triple damage burning troop, ideally Slayer, followed by Thrall, Zugoff, Leprechaun. Those Zugoff's really hard to obtain, though. It's actually tied at the hardest troop in the entire game to obtain. Oh, I'll throw that down. And that should be match. Because right now, for endgame content, Explorer 12 is very important, as that's where tokens are, and tokens are one of the main means of progression later in the game, at least in the current state of the game. That and technically Books of Deeds. However, there is no way to farm Books of Deeds. The only place that we know they exist is going to be on the campaign, which will be starting tomorrow. But aside from that, we don't really know if there's going to be any other way to really farm them. But yeah, teams are very vastly different depending on game mode. Or it just depends what you're doing at a given moment. But I would say this is one of the ones that we use the absolute most in the current state of the game. That and Rowan quick kills, however, we don't need it as much. Because most of the things I need for progression wouldn't actually use it, would use this team instead. Oh, he kills out himself, that works. How many Dooms? You got 48. I believe I'm at 33. If you're talking about during the event. That reminds me, where did we rank? We are at top 10%. How close are we to top... that's a big gap. Even if we did every battle, we're only going to contribute like 12 to that, if even that. Maybe closer to 10. It's not that big a loot. It's only 10 gems, and I'm pretty sure most people, if not everyone in my guild, has these things maxed. And even if you don't, you get so many copies just from doing the thing that 5 isn't going to make much of a difference when you get so many as throughout the event. Where were we? Karkaroff. Let's keep delving, or not delving, keep exploring. Oh yeah, I never did change my avatar. I meant to do that, and then I kind of got sidetracked last night, and then we ended the stream. But yeah, I never did change the avatar to fit the pet. I don't really care for this pet that much, though, so I'm probably going to switch out of it. Not a huge fan of it, personally. I'll probably just switch to the Saturday pet, the Voodoo Doll or something. Since that's going to be the one we get this Saturday. So I'll tease everyone with our early access to it from having it 2 years ago. Let's actually go do that now. This is the pet that you get this Saturday. Make sure to log on and go take it. Because it will not be available for a very long time. At least another year. If it's even available next year for free. They might try charging $5 for it next year or something. Let's see. Where's the Voodoo Doll? Where's the Voodoo Doll? I know you're in here. Where is the Voodoo Doll? It is hiding very well on me. I know what it looks like. Not that Voodoo Doll. Where on earth is it? Do I not have a copy of it? I know for sure I do. We have every pet that has ever been released, not counting that one $50 pet, because it's $50. We do have one of the $50 pets, but it went on sale, so it's technically cheaper than that. There it is, Voodoo Doll. Aha! So this is the pet that's going to be available this Saturday, if you don't already have it. No bonus or anything. This is a 2018 Halloween pet. We'll probably have the 2021 in a few weeks, obviously, since Halloween is around then. But I'm not even sure what we're getting for as a 2020 Halloween pet. But we'll wear this one now. Let's go change our appearance. Probably going to go to Slayer, or not the Slayer, but the what's it called? That one. And obviously want to change our hat as well. Let's see. What's the hat for this one look like? I don't remember. Oh, that works. Actually, we can kind of just keep it as is. I kind of like that mustache with it. That kind of works. Okay, there we go. There's our voodoo doll. Do you want to save changes? Yes, I always forget to save. Oh, there we go. There's the voodoo doll available this Saturday. You can get it this Saturday. Make sure to claim it. If you don't already have it. And even if you do, you can get more copies of it. Hello, Bushka! Welcome. What do we go for here? I'll take the blue for now. Get Zugaf down. And do we have a drop? I did not see a drop. So let's take whatever. Oh, of course he would get a Sky Skull off of that. Why would he not? Sky Skull that we needed. There's a Zugaf for the kill at least. Oh, so hello, Matt. Hello, Bushka. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, it actually looks pretty good together. The voodoo doll with the whole Golvania thing. My stream is the reason you've not gone to bed. Well, maybe I should end soon so you can go get some sleep. Well, probably ending up in the next 10 minutes or so. Just kind of running through a little bit more. Oh gosh, did he actually get a kill on us? Is that the thing that does? Yeah, he has extra boss damage. Every single kingdom has one of those. They're scary now with Zugaf being ran so much. Would you like to end the current Explorer? No. Want to keep going? Well, I'll go for another 10 minutes. Because all we're really doing tonight is farming for the most part. Don't have too much else I can go over until tomorrow rolls around, and then we have a billion things to go over. Let's see. I'll take that. Take that. Grab our other skull, and he's dead. Hopefully we can get a Nisha tonight. I highly doubt it, though. Nishas are pretty rare. But you're never going to get them if you don't try. I'll throw that down. And it is dead. Or not. No, it is dead. What's kind of funny is I believe we can actually fight Zugaf here. And have a Zugaf versus Zugaf battle. I believe it has the same chance of dropping as the other guy. As far as appearing here. Oh yeah, you have immune, don't you? That's unfortunate. Do you have the details on tomorrow's campaign? No. Or what do you mean, the campaign itself or the rewards? As far as the campaign itself, yeah, we went over at the beginning of the stream. It's basically just do it based on highest rarity. The Ward Rock is the best room. The Krog the Dread is the second best room. The Fist of Zorn is the third best room. The second to worst is Soul Zara. And avoid all Drake Riders if you can. And that's basically it. I'm not sure why it's in such a weird order. Actually, I believe someone here posted them in correct order. Yeah, here it is. So it's Wardrock, then Krog, then Fist, then Soul Zara, and avoid all the Drake Riders. That should be in rarity order, so as long as you do highest rarity, you should be fine. There's no level increase. So regardless of what their level is, it doesn't matter. So you can stick with the lowest level, but stick with the highest rarity. Highest rarity is the only thing that determines how many points you get. So stick with the lowest level as it makes no effect on the amount of points based on what they posted. I'm not sure why they have it in such a weird order. Maybe it does get affected by points. We'll just have to kind of test it and see. But based on their post, it does not scale based on level. It only really cares about rarity and specifically those room in that order. And I believe that should be rarity order. However, some of them might overlap rarity and have a point difference. So still want to double check just in case. Because I believe that Soul Zara and that other one share the same rarity, even though they're like 1 point difference. I'm not sure why they always make it so complicated. World lore events have some of the weirdest scorings I've ever seen. As long as it's not scaled weirdly, though, it's not too big a deal. Also, I just realized this is even the right difficulty level. This is not the right difficulty level. Also, I didn't even run away. I should have. I'll have to do it this battle, then. Let's go fix that. Does it still have 20%? Yes, it does. So we'll stick to here. And we'll run it like that. Hello, Tasco! Welcome! Yeah, the most recent Delve has a new version of Drake Rider. This now makes Zolkari even more annoying of a kingdom to ever explore in. It's pretty bad. But yeah, they basically added a second Drake Rider with the most recent Delve, which is probably the worst thing that the most recent Delve brought in. It's a pretty good troop, though, in a sense. Because its backup summon's actually not bad, and its mana accumulation is okay. It's not like Leprechaun good, but it's half decent. But yeah, it's a super, super annoying for actually delving there now. I mean, exploring there now, I mean. Luckily, it very rarely comes up in rotation. Due to how many kingdoms there are, but it still rolls around. We already had it once this stream. And it should be a match. Do you know if there is another mythic in a new campaign? Yes, there actually is. Actually, we can go over that real quick. However, this might not be its official release. Though whatever it looks like tomorrow in the thing, in the game, it should be. But yes, we actually do know what the next mythic looks like that's coming through campaign. As well as I believe what it does. And we'll definitely know tomorrow. Let me see. Control find mythic. Whatever one isn't on the first Friday. Let's see. That's the first Friday. Where's the one that isn't? Is this it? No, that's first Friday. Never mind. We don't know its info. Well, we will tomorrow. It doesn't seem to be in the spoilers thing. Never mind. But yes, there is one. I forget how we know there is, but there is one. There shouldn't be a new Doom Troop, though. That's still up in the air if there will be. But there's definitely a new mythic. But I don't think there's a new Doom Troop. However, we don't really have confirmation one way or another on that. I'm not certain on that. But we definitely have another mythic. I completely forget how I know that, but I do know that's a thing. And I do know it's public knowledge. I just forget where it's from. Let's see. Throw that down. Oh, I should have went for his Empower. Luckily we get follow-up that killed. We are slightly short on mana. Just gonna destroy everything. Unfortunately, he denied my red, so I don't have enough to get an auto action turn. However, this should still tear apart everything. And one Flamer for will end it off of Zuga. Wait, does it have Curse All? Where did you find it at? I looked at it earlier. I can't remember where I found it earlier, though. But if nothing else, we'll see it in-game as of Monday. That'll make it very easy visibly to see. Also, we'll get to know what all 10 of the upcoming weeks are as well, as far as what the events are. I believe we already know in spoiler threads. However, it's nice to see it in-game, since people who don't check third-party resources will be able to see it. Oh, why'd I do that? Oh, let's grab that for now. And it should be dead. Or very close to it. Really, you would cleanse the exact turn you were about to die. Luckily, it did not get its summon. Otherwise, that would have been annoying. It is confirmed to have deeds. It'll actually have Book of Deeds, which is a new resource that was added in the most recent patch. It's going to be on both the free side and the paid side. The exact number we don't currently know. However, it has already been confirmed on the forum that it will have Books of Deeds, both on the free and paid side. How many is in question, because we don't have the slightest clue how many. But we do know that it will have it on both sides. I'm going to let him hit us again so we can go get mana. We're not frozen on blue, so I can grab that. I want mana so much, I almost feel like giving him that skull. But we'll refrain for now. Should went for purple there, actually, but it doesn't really matter, though. We go for that, he'll poke us out. Why did he not go for the poke? Well, I'll take the poke, then. Use one more poke will kill, or two more, actually. Where's our final poke? The poke of death. Oh, that's the poke of death. Wrong poke of death. We need the poke of death on him. What do we take? Let's take a blue for now. Come on, Zugaf, get mana. There you go. Or skull. Skull works too. How do you redeem the codes that you hand out? Oh yeah, that reminds me. I need to go hand out a code. Thank you for reminding me. Haha. Sure, I might as well explain it now since we need to go hand out a code. There is an instant kill weapon this week. Looks interesting for delves. Yeah, the current instant kill weapon that we have is that one old mech one that has a 20% chance per cast and has some loop ability. We don't really have a really solid one. That's currently the most solid one we have. Would be cool to see another good one, because most instant kill weapons are pretty trash currently. But anyways, let me go get the code. I do have Discord open from earlier, so let me just go hunt down the actual code, and then we'll go explain how to use it for anyone who might be newer. Let's see. So, redeem code. Well, first let me go make sure it's usable and make sure this one is good. One moment. I almost forgot to hand out a code. Put that over there, put that over there. And, okay, here we go. So, there's the redeem code. Basically, how you go and redeem this code is you go to gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section, or simply click on that link that's over in the chat right over there. So gemsofwar.com, or then click redeem code, or click on that link. Either or will bring you there, and just open that in a new tab. Then you go and it'll ask you for two things: your invite code and the redeem code. The invite code is whatever your game says in bottom left right over here is what your invite code is. Generally, it is whatever your name is, underscore a bunch of random numbers and letters. Mine only shows my name just because it was a really early one. However, most codes or names, if you've created an account within the last few years, will show your name and a bunch of random numbers and letters after it, with like an underscore in between. So you do need to put the underscore there. For the redeem code, you put in the random numbers and letters right there, the D, Q, Q, and the rest of them. You can either copy paste it or manually type out each of the 10 letters. And it gives same order as always: 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And it has a limited amount of claims, so make sure to claim it as soon as you can to make sure you get the loot, with the main loot being the 1 gem key. And it only works on PC mobile version. If it says that the code is not real, because it definitely is a real code, make sure if you copy pasted it that you don't have an extra space before or after the code itself. That tends to be very common when copy pasting it. Another way to do it is just clear the whole field and try manually typing it out, and hopefully that will also end up working. But there you go. That's how you use it. Enjoy, everyone. It normally only has a few hundred claims, so even though we don't have 100 viewers right now like we did earlier, we had like 150 almost on our Friday stream. We had a lot of people show up. But it does still get used up pretty quickly, even if we have a lower amount of viewers, mostly because it gets shared with guilds and other things like that. So even if we only have a smaller amount of viewers, it gets its claims used up pretty quick, so definitely make sure to go use it. Anyways, anyone have any other questions? Otherwise, I'm probably going to run through one more Explorer, get one more chest, and call it a wrap for tonight. Tomorrow, we got a lot of things to go over with next chapter, so we'll be going over that then. Why do I keep saying chapter? I mean seasons. Normally, some seasons are called chapters in some games. However, they're called seasons in Gems of War, and each individual week is called a chapter. Let's see. We'll throw that down. Take that over, take that over. And get a nice explosion there. And we are 1 red short, of course. Why would it not? Anyways, kill that out. And yeah, no problem for the code, everyone. I go grab that. Yeah, it's called a campaign. Each week is called a chapter. But each individual length is called a season still. They do call it seasons. I think the in-game terminology, it is called a campaign, as you mentioned. But they do also refer to it as seasons. Oh, I'll take that for now. Don't get a Zoog off on him. And each week is called a chapter because they basically give lore each time related to the thing. I didn't really read them that much last time around. Mostly because there's not really a good time to do it. Because it would take too long to do during a Monday video. Because most people are just looking for info on that. And on the stream, we generally get like right into the action rather than like reading through the thing. It's not really like ever a good time for us to do it. Let's see. We'll throw that down. Oh, kill out the other one. Get our nice explosion over here. Oh, what else do we need? We need purple. And hopefully that'll get us the last mana we need. And then we tear apart the entire team, assuming it works. I'm actually going to hit his last slot. Oh, never mind, I lied. His full mana. If we didn't have full mana, I would have hit last slot. Main reason for that is I don't want to have to deal with this 10% devour. Because that means it has about a 100% chance to devour. Its 10% is somewhere around 100%. You'll see what I mean if he actually gets a cast off. Let's see. Oh, he didn't go for it. We're going to let him get a cast just for fun. Will you get a devour? No. Okay. He has a pretty low chance. It's like 10% plus like extra 1% for every like 3 or 4 brown or whatever it is. It's pretty low. It's about as low as that legend we had for the most recent faction. Gosh. Such a low percent. That's enough to kill. There we go. You guess the next Tower of Doom is going to be at the end of this season, coming up. I hope you get another one. I really hope they do one for October, for Halloween, because there's actually special themed towers for Halloween. So that means they won't use them this year if they don't do like a weekend Tower of Doom event. I almost feel like they're going to add one. Maybe next patch we'll see it in the spoilers. I don't think it's currently there. Where would it be shown? Over here. But yeah, I don't think there's any Tower of Doom in here. No. Because it'd be really cool if we had a Tower of Doom the weekend of, before Halloween. Or of Halloween. What weekend would that be? That would be, well, there's currently not a event planned. We need to go and get them to do that. We need to go tell Salty. We need a Tower of Doom event. Right after that. We need it on the 30th. The weekend of the 30th, so we have it for Halloween. So that we can get the Halloween towers. I feel like they already have that planned, but however, this doesn't show that it's here. It shows that there's currently no event. No, there's no event there. It doesn't show invasions. Unless I'm not seeing it. It has a class event and then it has nothing. There's nothing that weekend. I don't see an invasion here. Because that's Thursday, and then skips over Friday because there's no event, and then goes toward lore event. But no, I would love to see them do a Tower of Doom. They have the towers there for a reason. Got to use those festive towers. That'd be the first time they don't use them if we don't get a event that weekend. It'll line up perfectly with it too. Plus it would be another reason for us to get another one of those. Because gosh, we get so few Tower of Doom events these days. And it's our final chest. Nisha or no Nisha? My bet is unfortunately on no Nisha. And I am very much correct. Though the chance of me being correct is absurdly high. Given how low the chance is to actually get one. But there we go. Let's go claim our tributes. And that is a wrap. Any other questions, anyone? Let me know. Otherwise, we got a lot to cover tomorrow. With the new campaign starting up. We'll be covering all that, have our Monday video going up. We'll have our normal 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time stream, which is an hour prior to now, of which we'll be doing Chapter 1 tasks, as well as probably explaining some stuff with it and, you know, answering our normal questions with it. I'll probably do a little bit of an overview of some of the troops and weapons that we're going to be obtaining throughout the week. Anyways, feel free to leave a like on stream. It's helping out a lot. I will hopefully catch you guys soon. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. Don't forget, if you still want to finish them out, it's Tower of Doom. You still got a couple more hours. The faction, you still have a couple more hours. And if you want to get Iron Gut off of event keys or the new legend that came out this Monday, you still have a few more hours to go get those. Also, if you're looking to get the new Useless Mythic, he is still available in the Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest until Friday reset, so basically the end of Thursday, which means if you don't want to get that Mythic, make sure not to open keys until next Friday, because that new Useless Mythic is still around until then. So if you deliberately don't want to get it, you probably want to hold off and don't open all your keys that you get from your guild tomorrow. You want to wait until at least Friday, because that's when the drop table will be back to normal for Glory Gem Guild and VIP chests. So do be mindful of that with the resources that you get from your guild early on in the week. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you next time in campaign number 2. Catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.